Hey folks, welcome to the next episode of The Loop from Moebius Adventures. My name is Brian Fitzpatrick, and as always, or at least as lately, we've been playing Tattered Magics. This is our playtest group that we've been running for a while, and this episode deals with the fallout of the episode with the witches, where we lost Jon Calvin through the floor, and we had to deal with the after effects. And as you'll find out, they were pretty stunned. We ended up standing in the street for a long time. It'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But they did eventually get moving, and they made some progress, and we introduced a new character, Nick. Nick is played by Kevin, who I have known for a bazillion years, and I won't even tell you how long. But he made an impression right away. Some people trusted him, some people didn't. And apparently the trick was you just needed to get a good sniff. So hopefully you enjoy this one. We had fun as always. We missed Dan, but we're happy to have Kevin on board. And we look forward to seeing what madcap adventures we can get into as we move forward. So as always, if you're interested in Moebius Adventures and our games, be sure to check out our website at moebiusadventures.com. That's MOEBIUS adventures.com. There you'll find links to all of our social media and Patreon page and more information about the podcast. There's all sorts of good stuff up there. So we really encourage you to check us out. And if you have questions, ping us on social media or leave us a note on our anchor.fm page. We'd love to hear from you. So we'll get right into the action. Thanks for listening or watching, and we hope you stay tuned. Thanks for all you do. Have a great day and be safe. Okay, so now that I've hit all the buttons, welcome back to Tattered Magics. Yay! And last week was depressing. So we're hoping this week is not depressing. Last week was this emotional roller coaster that I swear went wonky. So we're going to hope that we don't get wonky. Oh, I see a Victoria.
Hi, Bubba. How you doing? So, good. By the way, the reason why I'm coming in is they were playing Munchkins. That's there. Oh, really? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Let's see. Really? La 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 la. I did want to bring up the fact that we talked about doing a role-playing exercise to get everybody in the mood.
Hold on.
So I have a question.
I can't hear anyone.
Damn it.
I
I can hear everyone.
What's your question?
So, if you woke up, we can hear you, Vikki, but we can't talk to you. Like, we hear you, Vikki.
Oh, there we go. I think we got it.
Hey, I can hear you.
I can hear all you too. So
Well, I think it's good.
Yeah,
All right.
Life is great.
So other than the blue screen of death, we're good. So, all right. So my question is as follows. You awaken in the dark and you smell dirt. What's the first thing you think?
Am I in a coffin?
Could be. That's a good first thought. Yeah.
Am I waking up as me, Shannon, or am I waking up as Ryder?
Well, it's an intellectual exercise. You can wake up as whoever you would like. You could wake up as that dog you were mentioning earlier, which would be horrifying, and I really wouldn't want that to happen.
No.
Oh God, how much did I have to drink last night if I'm waking up on the ground? Jeez.
Okay.
This isn't where I parked my car.
These are all good answers. I like these answers. There's
Wow,
no.
the
There's no
experiment went horribly wrong.
The experiment went horribly wrong. That's good. Yeah. Robert, no guesses. Maybe you should have shipped yourself via UPS. You're muted.
Yeah, why am I outside? That's what I would think of.
Why am I outside?
Yeah. Actually, my first thought was being buried alive, but then I thought that was a bit too macabre. So
My immediate thought was I should have shipped myself via FedEx, and I'm not sure why. So that's okay. All right. Anyway, that's my odd thought. Every session from now on is going to start with an odd thought. So you're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice thought. That was good.
When we last left you guys, some of you were thrown out of the bar. Some of you were out of the bar on your own. And some of you didn't want to leave the bar. So do we want to sum up who is where and maybe what happened last time?
I'm on my ass outside of the bar because I was one of the ones that got thrown out for trying to find Dan or Junk.
Junk.
I walked out on my own power because I was a good girl and did not do any naughty magic. And yeah, it was kind of spooky seeing somebody get eaten by the floor.
That's true. And you were sobering up. You used some of your tattoos to sober up, as I recall.
Sure did.
And Jacob was outside already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe I'm outside wearing pants. Probably the only thing right now, but pants are there.
Pants are good. That's a good start. Robert, where was Alvin?
Alvin walked outside on his own volition, and he was going to check on the witches.
Right.
Yes.
And Jacob actually helped one of the witches up off the ground, as I recall, and got a fun vision for her trouble.
Rogues 13? Did you say there were 13 of them?
There were 13 robed figures, yes.
Yep.
And Shannon, Ryder was giving Dan a piece of her mind.
Yes. I was.
And I think you were walking out the door after that, but you were walking out on your own 2 feet with John's staff in your hand.
Yeah, like stomping it on the ground along with my stomps. Yeah.
So my question is, what else happened during that session? Because I remember exactly where you guys were at the end, and I really don't remember where we started. So it's been one of those weeks. So what exactly transpired last time on Tattered Magics?
We gave Jacob a fashion makeover.
Yeah, that wasn't great. I wasn't a fan. We met at the Bloody Pie, right? That's where we sat down and figured out what we were gonna say to who and who was on what side of things. Junk and I were not trusting them. Y'all were trusting them. So then after that, I think y'all went down to the bar. I changed into a bird and went and tried to guess the intentions of the witches. That's
Yeah.
what
Yep. We met Bess, Rachel, and Kitty. They all got their own special drinks at the bar. I gave Diana a pie, and I gave them a pie. They admitted that their numbers had dwindled and they needed our help. And we're both gathering information to try and defeat the mistress and vampire infestation of the town. We were told we had to kill the mistress's minions before we could take down her, and she might be hiding in the mines.
Right.
And then the ladies were thrown out because they must have cast a spell of some type, so We should definitely ask them about that. And then Jon got swallowed. And from what I could recall, like Robert was the only one who saw kind of tentacle-like figures because he helped push him down. But I don't know if Robert actually told the group that they were tentacles. So that's kind of fuzzy. But basically, Jon got swallowed by the floor. And
yeah, Shannon, you take such copious notes. I'm amazed that you messed up the end of the story. So let's correct your notes. I didn't push anyone down, and I did share that they were tentacles, I believe. Yeah.
I knew that there were tentacles. Thanks.
There's always tentacles.
There's always tentacles. It was Jon.
It was Jon. Darkness and tentacles. That was his thing. All right. So y'all are outside the bar on the street, and there are 3 witches with you, all looking a little befuddled and upset. And there's a figure that needs to describe himself on the opposite side of the street. I'm not sure what you're doing, but you can describe yourself, Kevin.
Somebody's dropping.
That's a roommate making coffee.
Oh, okay.
Muting.
All right, Kev, you're up.
Okay.
Oh.
So I am about 6 foot, bald with a beard, and I'm wearing denim.
Like
all denim?
Yeah, denim jacket, denim pants, white t-shirt.
What color of denim? Is it
Like
black?
a lighter colored denim.
Is it stonewashed denim?
It's not quite stonewashed. It is well worn, but not stonewashed.
Do you have a plain white t-shirt on, or is it a 80s rock band t-shirt?
No, it's just a plain white t-shirt.
What is your, by first appearance as a stereotype, what would we think your profession is? Like a farmer or something?
Farmer's a good guess.
What kind of shoes do you have on?
I have cowboy boots on.
Oh yeah, farmer
Yes.
Right?
Are you wearing a hat?
I am not wearing a hat.
So just the bald with the beardness.
Yeah.
At first glance, do we see you carrying anything of note?
You don't see anything. It doesn't mean I'm not carrying anything.
Okay, but you don't like have like a huge like cross-country backpack on or anything?
No, I don't have a huge cross-country backpack.
Or an extra set of limbs
He's
No, I do not have an extra set of limbs.
hiding under your shirt.
No.
Okay, just curious.
Okay. Are you going to get involved, sir, or are you going to stay on the opposite side of the street,
He keeps
admiring the madness?
I'm going to stroll over.
Okay. So the rest of you get to roll an awareness check.
Guess you need dice for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Kay, you get to roll at an advantage.
Do I?
I pass.
Okay.
Is he a ghost? Is that why she gets advantage?
Kevin's character is not a ghost, so far as I know.
I rolled a 13. My perception is a 13. So at advantage, I got a critical success.
Okay, so you've never, this is something you've not seen before, which is you see a line of ghosts behind this figure that fades as it gets older. So you see dozens of ghosts behind him. And the very last one is just almost too faint to see, but you think that there might be even more beyond that.
Wait, like a line of, so he's solid, but a line of ghosts behind him?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him, I feel like, so are you waiting in line for something?
No. Just me.
I mean, the bar's not that full right now.
I'm not here for drink.
What are you here for?
Clearly town has a vampire problem. I'm here for vampires.
Yeah, you and your entire army. Dude, what army?
No army.
Okay.
Can I smell him? Can I like lean in and visibly smell him?
Smells
Yes,
of
you
clove.
can. Add an advantage. I will give you an advantage.
What am I rolling again?
Awareness.
Okay.
Awareness. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a critical success right there.
That's 2 criticals from 2 different players on this map board already this evening. We're doomed. All right. So, Kevin, how would you describe the smell that your character has?
To someone that has enhanced smell, it would be very earthy and very animal-y.
Cool.
There you go.
So I'm gonna start like mid forearm, like bend over and like sniff up the arm and glare at him. I'm gonna say, Ryder, where the fuck is John? And who are you? Still staring directly at him.
I like it.
I'm Nick, and why are you smelling me?
Never smelled someone like you before.
Fair enough.
Ryder, are you going to respond to Jacob?
The floor ate him.
Oh.
Tentacles came up and Robert shoved him down.
Who's
And
Rob?
I'm sorry, not Robert. Alvin, sorry. It's been a long week. I'm sorry. Alvin shoved him down, and then I'm gonna give the staff to Diana, and then I'm gonna point out that it's weird that you just sniffed this man named Nick, and then I'm gonna turn to the witches and be like, "What'd you guys do with our friend John?" That's what I'm gonna do.
Jacob, I didn't push him down. I was trying to grab him, and I slipped.
You know, you didn't really like him very much. So, you know, it would seem likely that you might have pushed him, but you seem like you're being honest, so.
Yeah, I'm a trustworthy guy.
So I'll turn to the witches.
Okay, so the witches are very discombobulated, and the 3 of them are whispering very concernedly to one another, and they say, "We didn't do that."
But it happened right when you guys did some kind of spell, because Dan the bartender kicked you out. So you obviously cast something.
So we were protecting ourselves from whatever your friend was attempting to do to us.
So you sensed him do. He wouldn't attack you though. Like, I know that, you know, we have our nervousness between each other, but we have a common goal to get rid of vampires. By the way, sir, we're also looking for vampires. I'm Ryder. Would you like to see a picture of my dog? I'm very
yes,
traumatized right
I like dogs very much. I would absolutely love to see a picture of your dog.
I show you a picture of a German Shepherd running through a field. That's Camel.
Beautiful dog.
He is so beautiful. Thank you. Our friend is missing.
We did not make your friend disappear. The darkness took him.
Says a couple of witches.
So like the band, like the I believe in the thing called love. Why? John seemed a little bit old for that, right? Like
we're not familiar with that band. I don't think that is what we were speaking of.
You know, the ones that go, I believe in the thing called love. No.
No. Yet. Nada. We have dealt with the darkness before. It terrifies us, and the fact that it could get into the geyser is troubling.
Well, none of us can cast it or control it, so we're not a threat. Okay.
I tried getting in there myself. Couldn't open the portal.
The portal? You tried to open a portal to the darkness?
Oh, we were trying to get junk back out.
Ah. Did Dan throw you out too?
Yeah.
Bartender.
Oh, yeah, it was
Answer
the
is
bartender that
yes.
threw me out. Yeah.
Yeah. You were
Didn't-
picked up by our
yeah,
whirlwind and tossed out the door.
he tossed me out. Yeah. That was Dan, the bartender. I keep
So
thinking Dan, and then I keep thinking John. So I keep getting to Dan.
I know. I named
Like,
Dan
no, Dan doesn't. You mean John? And no, he didn't throw me out. I tried getting in there.
Dan the bartender was named long before Dan joined the group. So there is a little bit of overlap there. So I apologize.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's all good.
So Bess comes over and tries to put her arm around you, Brooke, and says, there. We too are banned for 30 days. You can come
30 days? He didn't give me a number.
You can come to our house if you need a place to stay. We have wine.
What's the catch? Need money? You want my signature? You know who I am.
We do not know who you are. You were pretty quiet during that whole exchange until the fireball went off, and then the tentacles, and then the kicking out, and the disappearing of your friend. Oh my. It was a bad night.
Yeah, you're
Actually,
telling
it's
me.
not even night. It's mid-afternoon.
It's time to hunt vampires.
It's like 3:00.
Do you know much about vampires, Nick? Is that with a C or a K or both?
It's N-I-K.
Okay.
And yes, I know much about vampires. I've been hunting vampires a very long time.
How long is a long time? Because this is our first mission together.
A long time.
The witches are looking at you as like side eye.
About how old is Nick, you said? Sorry.
How old does Nick look?
Nick looks about 30.
Suspicious. All right.
All right. Someone's got a good engine going there.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are just standing in front of a bar. What do you want to do?
Nick, were you sent by the Tattered, or are you kind of like a freelancer? Like, what brought you here?
Vampires. Been tracking these vampires for a long time.
So what do you know about the vampires here?
And for how long? What is a long
I
time?
know that the vampires did not originate here because I've been tracking them.
Where did you track them from? The youngest witch says.
I tracked them from Europe.
Europe? You mean like the coroners in the CDC tent?
I lean over to Ryder and I say, didn't the witches get here like 100 years ago or more?
Yeah, like from like 1623. They first sighted her in 1885. The mistress fled Italy, and she tried California, and then she retreated into the mines in 1903.
Hey, Nick, where did you track? You said Europe?
Europe.
How old are you, Nick?
Really?
I'm old.
Yeah,
Like-
30 is pretty old.
30 is pretty old.
Ancient.
I'm not supposed to know this. I was gonna say like 30 in dog years, or
So
So I asked Rachel, do you think Madame Foscari had something to do with what happened to John? Could
Vampire magic is different than the shadow.
Oh.
Oh.
Vampires use blood magic. That's a different beast entirely. No pun intended.
Ha ha ha, good joke.
Do you get offended easily, Nick?
No, not offended at all. Genuinely, good joke.
Ryder will practice the Nick laugh.
are
Not bad.
Are,
More deep than we'll have. There, much better.
is the line of people that I see still behind? Are they just like kind of just hanging out in line still behind Nick?
Yep. Just hanging out.
No change. They're not moving. They're just straight line. How
They're not
and
even
just
they're not even looking at you. They're looking directly at the back of Nick.
when like Nick's body moves, do they look like Nick? Did they look like other,
No, very different.
just different?
Do an education check, and you can maybe see if you can notice any differences.
Hey, Brooke, what are you looking at?
Still no one behind me.
I got a 5. So, educate. Yeah, I passed.
So the first one behind Nick is maybe looks like he's wearing clothes from about the time that you were in your TV show. The one behind that looks like it might have been from the 70s. The one behind that looks like it might be from the 60s. The one behind that looks like it might be the 50s, and it goes all the way back. There seemed to be a lot in maybe the 1920s era of clothes, like the Roaring 20s, but not from the United States.
Flappers.
So kind of, yeah, flappers. So it kind of just goes back, like it's like a timeline almost based on their clothing. The
Yep.
farther the line goes back, and you said a couple dozen.
Yeah, there's a few dozen. Yeah. Like 3 dozen that you can see before they disappear.
Huh.
And Kevin, I'll get with you as to what this means later. But, yeah.
I think I understand where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So the witches say, we're going to go get coffee at the Bloody Pie. We could continue our conversation there.
I don't know if we can trust them.
And they just leave.
Yeah, I mean, they basically told us what we could do in order to defeat her, and they told us where she would most likely be. And now we have a vampire hunter, so I mean, maybe they should go drink coffee, which I don't think is smart in the afternoon because they're old, but apparently it's not good for me to tell old people what to do.
Sometimes they need it,
Is that-
Shannon. They need that extra little push, like cheese is hard to digest. What can I tell you?
Yeah, speaking of needing a push, Alvin. Sorry.
I ignore her.
Sorry.
I love the nudge. That's funny.
So,
John didn't.
oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Jacob, Diana, Brooke, Alvin, should we trust this guy Nick with a K? Should we trust him?
I'm gonna turn to Nick and
Oh.
stick my hand out and be like, I always trust a fellow traveler.
Oh.
I'm gonna say I trust the first one.
Okay, so Jacob,
Can Nick shake my hand?
yeah, so Jacob is not wearing a shirt, just pants, and offering you a handshake, Nick. Mm.
And I return the handshake.
Cool, I want to do flash of insight.
Of course you do. How many points are you putting into it?
2.
Okay. Roll. Mm.
And that one's awareness?
Yes.
Yep. Got a 2.
Oh, a 2. That's a pretty good success. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 flashes of insight because that was a really good roll.
Fantastic.
You see a rather large, blurry, furry figure running through the woods very quickly. You see a man-like wolf ripping the head off of a vampire. And you see Nick cleaning a bunch of guns. And Nick, do me a favor and roll an awareness check. Because you don't really have any magical affinity other than your lycanthropy. So.
I passed with a 5 out of 11.
Okay, so there was like a spark that passed between you. It might have been like static electricity, but you
Well,
don't know.
Dry Wyoming air.
I'm gonna like halfway smile and like let go of his hand.
Just wink at him. It's like me too. Me too.
I also have an affliction. Do you like furs? Anyway, so it just gets worse. All right. All right, so you guys are just standing out there. By the way, your friend Casey is driving by in his cop car, and he stops in front of the bar and rolls down the passenger side window and yells out, "Hey, is everything okay over here, guys? I got some complaints about you guys gathering in front of a bar."
We're just leaving.
Ryder, is that you?
No, this is not Ryder. Like dirt behind Nick.
Okay. And he rolls back up the window and he drives off. You rolled a nat 20 on his awareness check.
Well, I'm still wearing a blonde wig too, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's right. You couldn't get it off.
That's still glued to my head. Yep.
Yeah, that requires some effort.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, what are you doing, guys?
I would like to get the rest of my clothes and put them on.
Okay. Well, the bag is not far from you, and then your backpack is just down the alleyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick up every article of clothing, kind of check it out, shake my head as before I put it on, and then I'll go get my backpack.
Okay. Every piece of clothing is very nice and clean and pressed, just like it came fresh off of the rack. It's beautiful.
Meh.
Jacob's got a cute puppy backpack.
Did I bring that with me? Because I think that's my old clothes, right?
Oh, you threw it at me. Never mind, I have it.
Yeah.
Pull it out. Jacob, don't forget this.
You can hold on to that.
Okay. I do love my friends. Okay. I gave the staff to Diana, right?
Yep, you did.
See.
Are you sure you don't want to hold on to it for sentimental value? Because that's okay. Like, I'm okay not having the staff.
I mean, you usually use a lot more magic than I do, and a lot of my magic comes from, mixing ingredients and, blowing bubbles. So
Okay.
it wouldn't make sense for me to carry it. Plus, you can use it as a weapon, and like you're a really good fighter. Like you could body slam somebody and then like whoosh, whoosh, and
Just whack with the stick. Yeah, that makes sense.
well, and he liked you more than me, so it would make sense for you to have it.
Ryder, I don't think he liked anybody more than he liked you.
I don't think he liked anybody at all, but he did like your tattoos, especially the one around your neck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're practicing the Nick laugh too.
Still needs to be deeper.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Nick. Okay, so what are we going to do? You don't work with the tattered, but you want to hunt vampires with us? Is that the plan?
Yes, I've tracked this group long enough, and their time is come. We need to take them out.
Alvin, do we trust him? Do you trust him?
I'll trust him until I don't trust him.
Valid point. Excuse me.
So we don't know how many vampires or thralls she has, right?
No, you don't know for sure. You know that you took out a group of thralls and some vampires and some ghouls at the school.
And we know that Bella is associated with her but lives in the graveyard, right?
You believe so because she, according to Abernathy, is married to like the lieutenant vampire that works for the mistress. So yes, that might be a good place to start. Is the graveyard?
I mean, we could either kill her and eliminate a massive threat, or spare her life and try to get information from her,
or take her as a hostage.
That too.
Or take the lieutenant out.
But how do you get to the lieutenant with his wife as a hostage?
Bella might be our in, whether directly or indirectly.
So we should stake out the graveyard and look for her? Or should
I think we should go there at night. As far as meeting with those witches go, I think we've heard all the truth we're going to hear from them.
Yeah.
I would not recommend night. That's when vampires have the most strength.
True. We have no idea where the vampires are. All we know is that they might be in the mine area. So if they're asleep now, we just like sneak attack.
Has anyone been to the mines in the previous Plunkett?
Don't believe so. I don't think we did.
Maybe we should at least go do some recon.
Well, it's still daylight.
Yeah.
They'll be very easy to spot because their skin sparkles.
Sniff some stuff.
Well, the witches said the sun may not affect them. All they mentioned was holy symbols.
Trust me, I know quite a few vampires. I work in Hollywood. I did, anyway.
Wait, that is where I know from. Seen before.
Wait, you know who I am?
Face familiar. Could not place until you mentioned Hollywood.
Brooke Page? From Turn the Page with Brooke Page?
No, different
That's
TV show, I thought.
No, it was a show.
No, could have sworn different show. Never heard of that one.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the one you were thinking of because it was very popular and everyone's seen it. So
Very long memory. Do not recall that name. I've seen face. Do not recall name.
You may have
You
seen
ever
her
watched-
in maybe it was one of those martial arts movies you did. Mm.
It's true. I guess I can't really recall on the audience, the viewership of some of those movies. Are you into martial arts?
Tiny bit, yes.
So it might have been one of those.
Oh, more than likely.
Where are you from, Nick?
Europe.
Do you have any hobbies, Nick, other than hunting vampires?
Hunting vampires is life's work. Hobbies support life's work.
Do you speak other languages? I only ask because you seem to be skipping a couple words here and there, which is fine.
I speak a few languages. Yes.
What do you speak?
What would you like me to speak?
Well, I don't know any other languages, so I don't know if you'll be messing with me or not. So
Okay.
never mind. Huh?
Do you speak Italian, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Mm. Not to be confused with DiGiorno, which is a pizza. Mm.
Yeah.
DiGiorno, not good pizza though.
It's also not delivery.
True.
It's DiGiorno. Okay.
Okay.
And just for giggles, I'll say like hello in about 4 different languages.
Hello,
Well.
hello.
Wow.
I whisper something to Ryder.
Do I need to check my phone? I don't know what you're whispering to me.
Yeah, check your phone.
Okay. Standing by.
So funny enough, Kevin is not on Facebook Messenger. So if you guys want a message about Kevin's character on Facebook Messenger, he'll never see it.
Yeah, I don't do any social media, so you guys are totally okay to talk about me around me.
Good for you. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest.
What, not doing social media?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's not completely true. I have LinkedIn, but that's only for work stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't do any of the what's linked pin Insta Snapbook at all.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, that was great. That was good.
I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. All right. Moving on. So you guys are still standing in front of the Ye Olde Geyser. Jacob, you have all of your stuff together.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna after I drop my plan, just start not really quickly walking, but walking towards the graveyard with my pack.
Graveyard, good idea. And I follow her.
Him.
Him, her,
I follow the shapeshifter.
So does Nick, as he's walking, do I see his conga line of the?
Yep, the conga line continues. They don't all walk at the same speed, but they all walk. Well, they don't all walk the same way, but they all walk at the same speed. If that makes any sense.
I want to walk so while they're walking, I'm gonna follow, but I'm gonna go to 3 or 4 apparitions behind him and see if I can get the attention of one.
Okay, are you gonna walk like an Egyptian?
Nope, the first 3 that you go to are unaware of you.
Really? I want to yell in their face to be like, hello!
Oh, well, the one that you just yelled at stops and looks at you. Yes.
what is this? And I kind of gesture to the line behind Nick. Why are you guys following this guy?
Brooke, who are you talking to?
I'm
We
ignoring.
we are part of the past.
Obviously, you all are dead.
Who's dead?
Does she often talk to herself?
I'm gonna turn
yeah,
and be like,
yeah,
"Come on,
constantly.
she's
Think about it.
touched."
She kind of does talk to herself a lot.
What happened to you? I yell.
It's a guy, and he opens up his shirt, and he's been disemboweled.
Oh, frick.
And he closes it up, and he just keeps walking.
Brooke, can you see John?
No, I don't. What are you talking about? I don't see anybody. And I kind of like run up and catch up with kind of the front area, so I'm not by the ghosts.
Well, Jacob's leading the vanguard, so yeah.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Hey, Ryder, we should go with them and Diana. Right, Diana's not moving yet.
Oh, I'm fine. I am ready to follow the group. I am sober.
Okay.
Those were really good
Diana.
beers. Those were really good beers.
They were super good. I'm coming back because I'm not banned. So yeah, I'm
That's
definitely
right.
coming back.
So after walking to the cemetery, I whispered to Diana.
Okay.
And I am also going to say to Diana, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm the one who's going crazy. Like, Brooke is obviously seeing something. I've been her roommate long enough to know that this is weird behavior, even for her.
I think once you start dealing with the supernatural, everyone gets a little bit of touch of the look up, just off to the funny farm kind of stuff. It's okay.
Would you say that
All
you've
y'all are
been
just
touched
jealous
by
you're
the
not
funny
famous.
farm, Diana?
I'm sorry.
Would you say that you've already been kind of touched by the funny farm side of it? Would you say? Or...
And Diana just kind of puts her hand up to her neck and feels the tattoos of the tentacles on her neck and said, "Kiddo, you don't even know."
Can I kind of hug your arm, like move towards a hug and see if I get a good vibe, or if you're more kind of like a personal space kind of person?
Oh yeah, no. Diana's okay with that.
I'm definitely gonna just kind of like, just kind of hug your arm and keep going.
Hey, Ryder, do me a favor and roll an awareness check at a disadvantage. So since you are observant, I think it's only one die for you.
Yeah, okay. 7.
Okay, you're wandering past the pharmacy.
Ooh. I'll catch up with you guys, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay, stay safe.
Do we notice
Here,
that she?
here. Do you have your walkie-talkie still?
Yes, I still have mine. Oh, it's
Okay.
a good thing. It's a good thing John gave you his.
Yeah, I'll just click mine on it, and if there's any trouble, just give us a holler, okay?
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. Over.
Over.
Yeah. Okay. I will go inside and turn on my walkie-talkie as I do.
All right. So the rest of you are heading towards the graveyard. It's going to take you like 10 minutes to walk there. Because I imagine everything in Plunkett is about 15 minutes away on foot. So that's the way it works. So Ryder, you wander into the pharmacy and there's this old guy behind the counter and he looks very bored. He says, "Hello?
Hi.
Can I help you?
What?
Can I help you?"
I sure hope so. Have you ever worked with one of these cameras before? It works on film. I know things have kind of changed since then, but do you have a way to process it or develop it?
Yes. We have one of the few film processing centers left here in this corner of Wyoming.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to develop all sorts of film, had a huge industry here, and then everybody went digital, and it just doesn't get used very much anymore.
That's a darn shame. Film I hear is better.
I agree, young lady. I do. It's weird to hear a young person say that these days, though.
Yeah.
What can I do for you as far as developing, though?
I have this roll of film here. How long does it take? How much does it cost? And just to further prove that, I'm actually a fan of film and not digital, I whip out a physical picture of Camel.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that your dog?
He is. His name's Camel.
Oh,
he's retired.
Nice.
Yeah.
Retired. Does that mean that he went to the farm?
No, he's still actually alive. Just no longer working.
Well,
he has to wear a diaper.
It won't take long to develop the film. If you leave it here now, I can have it for you in 24 hours.
You said no. Okay, that's fine. That's perfect.
That's tomorrow. That's pretty fast. It's pretty fast.
Yeah. You're right. Could I get duplicates, please?
Yes. How many copies do you want?
Duplicates.
2? 2?
Am I using the right word?
Yep, you are.
Okay.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Okay, fantastic.
If you come back around lunchtime tomorrow, we ought to have it done.
Lunchtime tomorrow. Well,
gave you something to do. That's great.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a public restroom I can use real quick?
A book? What?
A public restroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the key.
Oh, thank you.
It's got a giant pill bottle on it.
Full or empty?
No, empty. It's just like from the 1950s. It might be one of the first, large plastic bottles used for mass production.
Oh, okay, cool. I will be right back. While in the bathroom, can I concoct another one of those like energy drinks with the spell points in them?
Yeah. How many points are you gonna put in?
If I've got the time, can I do 4?
That takes 12 seconds. I think you can do that.
Sounds good. Okay. Okay, so I gotta roll. Hey. No. Even at advantage. No, I got a 16 and a 19.
Okay, so there must be something in the water at the pharmacy that it just didn't work for you, and you lose a point.
Okay. I would like to try again, please.
Okay. You use another whole 12 seconds.
7. Okay, cool. So now I have 1 potion.
Yep.
And then could I regather ingredients while I'm in the pharmacy, or does that kind of take up too much time at that point?
It would take another 15 minutes. So by the time you were done, they would probably be to the graveyard.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and gather back up if that's cool.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep.
So that's 1d6.
Yep.
6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we're back. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And chuck the keys at him and run away.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you guys make your way all the way to the edge of the graveyard, which it's a sunny day. It's very nice out. You don't see any grave diggers. The bunch that Ryder spoke to don't happen to be there, standing outside the gate waiting for a funeral to finish up, which is what happened the last time you guys were here. And what exactly are you looking for at said graveyard?
How about a grave with freshly dug dirt on it?
Okay, are you guys gonna split up, or are you gonna stay together?
We'll cover more ground if we split up. Because the graveyard's pretty big, yeah?
Yep. If it's one thing that Plunkett has a lot of, it's dead bodies. And only some of them came from you guys. So you're good.
I don't know if that makes us good.
We've got 5 with us right now, yeah? Because we
Yep.
lost Ryder and couldn't lose her, but she's elsewhere.
Yep. So each of you can roll an awareness check.
I also have observant truth. Do I do it in advantage?
Advantage, yes.
I make it. I got a 4.
See, advantage.
I got a crit.
Okay.
I failed.
I failed.
Okay.
I got an 8 out of 11.
Okay. Did you roll at an advantage?
I did.
Okay.
I got
Beautiful.
pair of 8s.
Beautiful. All right. So you guys are hunting. We'll get back to you in a second. Ryder, after you collect your stuff, do you head up to the graveyard? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 3 of you, Jacob, Nick, and Victoria, Diana, find 3 relatively fresh graves, but Jacob's has stumbled upon the most fresh grave, like maybe it was buried early this morning.
Can I drop to the ground and like sniff?
Look, just lick the dirt. Just try that.
Licking the dirt. So yeah, I want to just take a good whiff there.
A good whiff. Okay. Go for it. That's at an advantage.
Yeah, that's a 1.
All right. So you believe that this grave might have been freshly covered up about 10 a.m. this morning, which would have been about 4 hours ago. You can tell by the fact that it's settled a certain amount and by the loamy smell that is starting to dissipate that it is really good graveyard dirt. If you tried to plant something here, it would probably grow really well. What else do you want to know?
At this point, okay, wait, I'm gonna backtrack real quick. Do we know what happened to the bones that I had? I gave them to someone, right?
You gave them to Jon.
Are they in the void right now?
Your bones are in the void.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, because he was going to that you guys were looking for things to bargain with the witches with, and I believe he took those off your hands when you transformed into a bird and waited outside.
Yeah, I didn't even think twice about handing them over because I knew I was gonna go whatever. Okay, so I would like to just touch the dirt and do flash of insight with 1 point.
Okay.
So why are we here looking at graves?
We're looking for your vampires.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got a 5, and my awareness is 12.
Okay, so you get a really clear picture of the 3 guys who buried this grave this morning.
Okay.
But it is very fresh, just put in. You didn't see the coffin, but you can see that it was just a small grave.
So, Brooke, you say vampires in coffins in ground?
Yeah, this is where they live.
Up and shake my head and be like, not this one. You said there were a couple more that were found, right?
Yep. Diana found another one, and Nick found another one.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go to the one that Nick's at.
Okay.
Everyone knows vampires come from graves.
Not always. Way too obvious. Been doing vampire non-incompetence.
Hey, Ryder, you're at the gate.
Me too.
Yeah. Stick to television.
Okay. All right. So, Nick, what are you doing at the grave that you found?
I will. I will see if I can determine exactly when the ground was disturbed. I've got nature. I also have observant and sleuth.
Okay. Roll an awareness check. Add an advantage.
And I got a 1.
Damn you guys and your critical successes, I swear. All right. So you know that this grave was probably buried yesterday. It is fairly fresh, but it looks like one part of it was disturbed maybe after it was patted down.
Disturbed in what way?
Maybe someone might have tried to dig it up with hands, perhaps.
Interesting. Not normally see digging with hands.
So, am I over there yet?
Yeah, and you see Nick pointing at a weird corner of the grave.
I'm gonna sniff it.
Does he always sniff ground?
Today?
Yeah, I got a 9 and a 4.
Okay. So something smells off.
Like what?
Like something, whatever was disturbing this grave wasn't right. You can't get more specific than that because it's probably been 12 hours since it was disturbed. So
Do I catch any scent coming from any direction from that point? And I'm in human form, so obviously you can stop me at any point from smelling stuff. But
no, humans do strange things all the time. So you can smell things as many times as you'd like. You just can't. If you're in dog form, you're in better shape to do that. So,
have you met Jacob? He's about as strange as they come. I mean, I'm not that strange. Personally.
Well, and your human senses probably work better now that you aren't being overwhelmed by the scent of your own clothes.
Rude. My smell was just fine. I know my smell.
Sensory adaptation.
Yep, I got it.
So can I tell what direction it's coming from?
You cannot. Because whatever covered it back up did a good enough job of not leaving tracks.
Okay.
So what you smell, smelly?
Something's not right here.
Agree.
We're looking for what did we call Bella? What is she? Do we know?
You believe she was a ghoul.
Okay. There's this ghoul that comes through here and digs up the fresh graves and most likely feasts on the bodies. That's who we're after here.
So ghoul is partner of vampire lieutenant?
You got it.
So find ghoul, find vampire lieutenant, start killing vampires.
Yeah.
Sound like plan.
I think this grave here, and then I'm going to point to the other one, and that one are the ones that we need to keep an eye on tonight.
If I recall, we did jerry-rig a camera system set up months ago to watch a portal. We can totally do the same thing.
That's true. You did. Hey, Diana, you are at another grave. Did you want to check it out in any way?
Yeah, so just so I don't look conspicuous, I'm going to kneel down in front of the grave like I'm paying my respects, and I'm going to look at the date of burial just to see if it matches up with the fresh ground dug up. So.
Okay. So it looks like it was buried maybe 3 days ago. So March something, 2020.
Ah, snap. Okay. What's the name of the grave?
That's a fine question.
Oh no.
Name.
Quick to the random name generator.
I would never do such a thing. That's exactly what I'm doing. Real names. I want a real name. One with no mud. Won't make me feel too bad. Anyway, Morgan Gray.
Okay, Morgan Gray. So,
not to be confused with Earl Grey, his father.
Gotcha. So I mutter under my breath, "Hey, listen, Morgan. Like, I know there's a lot of spooky vampire stuff going on right now. It'd be super cash money of you if you just stayed in the earth tonight and didn't turn into a ghoul or anything. That'd be super cool. I don't want to have to stab you with a stick. So, good talk, buddy." And I get up and I just radio in, "Hey, we've got a fresh grave over here. 3 days ago. We can maybe keep an eye on it in case there's any ghoul shenanigans, but I don't think it's too much of an issue."
Do me a favor, Diana, and roll an awareness check.
Oh, goody. Okay, 2 dice. Ooh, 17 and 14. I do not think that passes. Give me a second.
Okay.
When I blue screened, I had my computer reset. I forgot to put those sheets back up. No, I do not pass.
Okay, you're good. Hey, Ryder. It's kind of a bit like Marco Polo. You see your entire team scattered across the graveyard as you wander in the front gate. They're going 5 different directions, although Nick and Jacob are at a single grave. But everybody is kind of wandering around.
Who is closest?
I'm going to guess Brooke is closest.
Okay, I'm going to go up to Brooke. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, just watching people dig up graves, trying to find our vampires that are obviously living here.
How would the vampires bury themselves again? Why would they look in graves for them?
Oh no! So what happens is they get bitten, and then they die, and then someone throws them in the grave, and then they come back out of the grave. I've seen it in Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay. Well,
Movies are not always same as reality, Brooke. Come
what
on.
are you saying, Nick? We can't hear you. He doesn't have a walkie-talkie yet, does he? We'll have to get him one. Maybe.
In the meta, I'm confusing vampires with zombies, just so you all know.
That's awesome.
Okay. So I don't know. Jacob was sniffing the ground earlier. I think he might have found something.
I saw him also sniffing like the new guy.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of sniffing. I don't think the new guy smells that great, especially.
Do you think he Never mind. Do you think that he smells weird? Do I smell weird? Jacob's never sniffed me. We should go to the others.
You know what? That's probably a good idea.
Okay, who's the next closest person?
Probably Alvin.
Alvin! What's up, buddy?
Alvin, you're on mute, dude.
That's okay, because all I said was, hey.
Nice.
Are you digging around graves, or are you just waiting for nightfall?
I'm keeping an eye on you-know-who.
Oh, yeah, Voldemort. He's around here somewhere too, I'm sure.
What? I hate that. I worked with that guy for like 3 years.
Ralph. Wait, what was his name? Ralph Fiennes? Fiennes? I don't know what his name is.
Fines. Rafe Fines.
Was it Ray? I thought it was Ralph. I wouldn't know. Yeah, Ray.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
real tool bag in real life. You know what I mean? Takes his job way too seriously.
Alvin, did you also notice that Jacob is like sniffing things? Like, do you think maybe he's got something stuck in his nose? I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm only an EMT, but I'm starting to be concerned.
I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue why Jacob was sniffing things.
I don't know either. I've been drinking wine. I apologize.
Maybe we should go round these guys up and head over to the mines. What do you think?
Yeah, unless their plan is to like hide out here, which is kind of creepy, and I didn't bring any snacks. Like, I just have salt and, you know, like my potion stuff.
Salt and you pretty much just have enough for like a Gatorade. What are you talking about?
Hey, Brian,
What?
Yeah.
are there trees in the graveyard?
There are trees, no trees in the graveyard. Are trees. The whole forest is outside the graveyard, not to the east. Because you guys ran through the graveyard into the forest and followed ghosts all the way to the warehouse district the last time you were up here at the graveyard. So, by the way, if anybody's near the middle of the graveyard, do me a favor and roll an awareness check.
How do I know where I am in the graveyard?
Yeah, who's in the middle of the graveyard?
It happened to be exactly in the middle of the graveyard.
Exactly in the middle of the graveyard. Let's see.
I couldn't be more middle.
Yes.
So
So that means yes. No. No. So that means no. Okay, so Jacob, Nick, and Victoria or Diana roll an awareness check.
Okay.
I got an 8 and an 11. I pass.
Passed with a 7.
I also passed with a 7.
Okay, so you all hear laughter coming from the middle of the graveyard.
it's me.
Oh, geez. I whip my head around to see what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I'll stand up and look that direction.
Well, the only one of you, so really, Jacob, you're the only one of the three of you who's been to where Abernathy happens to be. It's Abernathy who's laughing.
I'll head over to there.
Okay.
I'm not going to explain anything. I'm just going to start walking that way.
Okay.
I will follow Jacob.
Was Diana not with us when we bumped into Abernathy? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That was when she was still in like the urgent care because she knocked herself out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So what are you doing when you get over there, Jacob?
I'm going to, is he still laughing?
No, he stopped by the time you get over there.
What kind of laugh was it? Like mischievous or maniacal? Or...
A maniacal belly laugh.
An amused kind of chuckling laugh, but when he chuckles, it echoes out of his little grave area across the graveyard. So it's a little more than a chuckle, but not quite as much as maybe a deep belly laugh. He doesn't have a cat to stroke, so he's not like doing a deep James Bond
Dr.
villain
Evil.
kind of laugh. So yeah.
So I'm going to walk up to it's still a mausoleum, right? I'm going to walk up
Yep.
to the door and kind of lean in and be like, hey, Abernathy, what's got you so amused?
Okay, so he's bricked up the whole thing, so there's no way into this particular mausoleum anymore. And he just laughs and he says, What are you guys looking for?
We're looking for Bella.
Bella.
Seen her recently?
It's not the right time of day for Bella.
Well, we know. We're just getting a lay of the land before that time of day, since it's pretty dark then.
Well, Bella's had some help the last couple of nights, so if you come back at night, I would bring friends.
How much help would you say she's had?
It depends. I've heard more than two of her kinds snuffling around, so.
That's good to know. Have you heard anything else going on this graveyard lately?
No, the grave diggers have been playing a lot of mariachi bands. There have been some really nice funerals. There was a 12-year-old girl. I think we've lost Alvin. There was a 12-year-old girl who sang a really good Ave Maria at one of the funerals. That was really nice. Reminded me of my daughter. That's really about it, though.
Alrighty then.
I walked over to Nick and I asked him, I said, hey, Nick, what do you think about us going and checking out the mines?
Sounds like a better plan not to capture Ghoul, use Ghoul as leverage for Lieutenant before charging straight at Master Vampire.
So you don't want to go check out the Master Vampire's lair?
Not without more reconnaissance.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
So I'm gonna step away from the mausoleum and whistle to get everyone's attention.
And while she does that, I'm going to lean over and sort of whisper to him, who was that?
You're leaning into me?
Yeah, I'm asking you who Abernathy is, basically.
An old friend. He's like kind of a spirit, kind of a physical being. He set me free once and looks like he's back. He kind of went on a cross-country tour. He's another traveler, if you will.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna whistle to try to get everyone to come this direction.
Okay. I'm not even going to have everybody roll because it's the middle of the day and there's nobody here except for you guys. So everybody, you hear a whistle coming from the middle of the graveyard.
I turned my head.
It's not a ghost, Brooke. It's not a ghost.
By the way, do I notice anything here?
So your previous experience in graveyards has taught you that most of the spirits lay at rest during the day and only come out at night if they're restless. The ghosts that you see in town are not, they weren't laid to rest properly, so they have unfinished business. The ghosts that are in the graveyard don't usually wander unless it's, late at night, and it's easier to pass between, past the barrier of their graves.
Except for the horde of apparitions behind our new friend, Nick.
That's true, except for that group that's still doing the conga line behind Nick.
Does, if he were to move in circles, would it be like playing Snake? Like they would start running into each other, or do they avoid each other?
Ghost whiplash is a real thing. I wouldn't do that.
Well, you never cross the streams.
Exactly, it's bad.
I'm a little unclear on the whole good bad thing, Egon. Can you explain?
It's a big messy Twinkie, Nick. It's a big messy Twinkie.
Okay, so Jacob whistles. Is he motioning anything?
Jacob is not the theatrical type. He just hopes that the fact that he made loud noise that everyone will understand they should come this direction.
Come on down! Get over here! Okay. I'm gonna turn to who was I around? I guess just Ryder and
Ryder and Alvin.
Yeah.
No, I went over to where they were at to go talk to Nick.
Yeah. Should we go that? So Ryder, should we go see what Jacob wants?
You're on mute, Ryder.
Or you're miming it.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, we can go see what Jacob wants to do.
Okay.
Can I go up and take a sniff at Nick?
Of course you can.
And I'd like to make eye contact with Jacob as I do it, just kind of like.
Smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision is a thing. All right, so it's scratch and sniff Nick time. All right, so you wander up.
Why everyone in this country smell me?
Oh, other people have done this to you too. It's how we greet people now.
God. All right, do an awareness check.
Nick, it's not how I greet people.
Thank you, Alvin.
It's a good thing it's not an advantage because I definitely rolled a 20 and a 4. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Nick definitely smells earthy. Maybe almost like wet fur, but really just earthy.
You smell like Jacob. So wait, when you say earthy, do you mean like, I don't know how to word this without sounding kind of stupid, but is it like dirty earth? Like it smells like he hasn't laundered his clothes in a while? Or does it smell like he's a gardener?
Wow.
What kind
It
of
smells.
dirt? Like
He spends a lot of time in the outdoors. Let's go that way.
So like campfire and just general residual outdoorsy.
Yeah, would that be a good assumption, Nick?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Kind of piney, earthy, nutty.
Not quite nutty. More like a hint of nut.
well,
Thank you for
hang out with
defining
us,
it.
so, yeah.
We're talking about odor, not behavior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once everyone's over, I'm gonna gesture to Abernathy's little thing and be like, our friend just gave me some information and I thought I'd let you guys know. So it seems that Bella has had the help of at least 2 others on her nightly visits here. So we'll have to figure out how to tackle 3 of them.
I point to Diana. She like body slammed like 3 of them. She even waved one around and used it as a club. What was it? Just last night?
Yeah, but it really hurt. Like I got stabbed a lot, and I had to take a nap afterwards. I'm working on fixing all those issues. I just got to finish the tattoo, and I'll be fine. I'll be like super tough and all that. But like right now, it's just I mean, I guess I could
But
do it
you have
again,
magic stick.
I mean, I guess I've got magic stick, but like I don't have magic body. Is the key underlying.
What about the other guy?
So
other guy?
kneel down to my
Guy that was being
and
used as a
pull out-
weapon.
Oh yeah, he was a pretty good flail. I mean, like
Yeah.
vampire sturdiness, really great club. But like, oh, okay, I guess, but like, I'm gonna need some backup on this one because like,
Yeah.
I'm a delicate fucking flower. I mean,
yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying that you're like, you know, super brute or anything, but like I know you can handle yourself in a fight, and like, that's all I meant. And like, if you like, are you feeling okay right now? Like, I have medication, and I kind of like open up my jacket and show all my different like potion ingredients. If you need some healing, some
I
medicinal.
mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sore, but like, yeah, maybe I need some help. Maybe a little assistance.
Sure.
If I had to quantify it, I'm about a 9 out of 14 right now. Just gonna be straight with you.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a medical term. Yep, that's what we ask on the ambulance.
So out of 14.
Here we go.
Yeah, like I know there's some people online who do like, yeah, I'm a solid 5 out of 7, but you know, like 14's a much better scale. Let's be honest, a lot more accurate.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's a good number. Not enough people use it.
Must be metric.
You know, you would know more than I would.
It says the person that came from Europe.
Okay, yeah. Since we got time, can I just roll for bandages for her?
Yeah, you can heal her.
Okay. Do I have to roll to properly apply them, or do I just get to roll the d6 and apply them?
You actually have to roll to properly apply them.
Okay, but I'll get an advantage because
Correct.
of my back. Okay.
Yes.
Whoa, oh shit.
You
No,
okay over there?
No, I rolled a 14 and a 17.
Okay, so you have mummified Diana's whatever limb or head or whatever it was that was damaged. You have mummified it.
Perfect. How do you feel from a 9 to a 14?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, like the bandages got that like psychological effect where they're comfortable. Not gonna lie about that. The pain, I'm still a 9. I'm sorry, Ryder.
Oh, no, that's fine. Here, like that. I'll get you a little bit more here. Okay. And I would like to try again.
Okay.
Possible. Okay.
Yep, of course.
3. Yes. Okay.
So roll 2d6.
Oh. You feel 9 additional points to
Ah,
9.
jeez. Oh wow. And you know, I just feel great right about now. That's like a solid 14 out of 14. Gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that.
Okay.
Okay, so are we gonna lay in wait and take care of these 3, possibly more, or should we go do reconnaissance on the mine and then come back and then do that?
About what time of day is it, Fearless Master?
3.
Yeah.
3 in the afternoon.
And what time of year is it? Approximately when would the sun go down?
It is March. So you're looking at 5:30. I can figure out. Let's see.
I think that's good. 5:30.
That's my guess.
Depends
There
on
was a-
whether daylight savings time has happened yet in March or not.
It has not.
So it'd be about 5:30.
Okay.
And we definitely don't want to go down to the mine right now while they might be sleeping, because like Jacob said, that'd be a good sneak attack. Do vampires sleep? Oh, knowledgeable Nick.
Vampire hibernate.
And they hibernate in the daytime.
Hibernate in daytime, yes.
What tools do you use to kill the vampires?
I reach behind my jacket and I pull out a pistol.
Oh, hey, I've seen one of those.
May not have seen this. I eject the magazine. Special ammunition.
Let me guess.
Alvin?
Silver.
You're probably interested in his ammunition.
Not silver. Silver for werewolf. Don't like silver.
For werewolf?
Silver for werewolf.
What are these bullets made of? Am I here? I don't even know if I'm here. I probably would be.
Yeah, you're there.
You're here.
Well, I know, but I don't know if I'm like actively listening to this conversation. So between Ryder and Nick, I'm just like butted myself in.
Special ammo for home country. Regular bullet, magic.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
Did you make it yourself?
Made bullets. Baba Yaga help with magic.
Say again?
Baba Yaga?
The Russian witch.
Baba Huda?
I thought you said you were from Italy.
I said I speak Italian.
Oh.
Did not say from.
Huh?
Didn't say where I was from.
Europe. Mm-hmm.
I did say Europe. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Europe.
It's a broad brush.
Very rare. Very difficult to make. Only have one man of.
So you hang out with witches, Nick?
Hang out with lots of people who do like vampires and witches.
And sons of witches. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Plus, no trick or two to kill vampires.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if we're all gonna go in this together, we should all know the best way to go about that. But if the only way to kill him is just those special bullets, then the rest of us are kind of screwed.
Just stand behind me. I got this.
Famous last words?
That's funny. Mm.
All right. Okay. So what are we doing?
So we have 2.5 hours left till sundown. Do not want to fight vampire after dark.
Right. But we could go look for possible exits and entrances to the mine.
Excellent idea.
Okay.
How far is it to the mine, fearless leader?
It's about another 20 minutes up the road.
20 minutes walking or 20 vehicle?
It's maybe a mile and a half up the road. So
like 2-minute car ride.
Yeah.
Plunkett is so convenient.
Isn't it though?
Small Wyoming towns.
Yeah.
And the graveyard is smack dab in the middle of between Old Plunkett and New Plunkett because they had to move the town.
Ryder had good idea. Anyone else want to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone
Hey, so-
not want to go?
While you guys have been talking, why don't you guys do an awareness check to see if you can figure out if anything has been going on around you?
I am laser focused on one thing only, apparently.
I got a crit with a 13.
Okay.
I got
I
a
am
crit with
unaware.
an 11.
Okay. So those of you that are aware, you notice that Jacob has been quietly doing an arts and crafts project on the ground.
Hey, Jacob, what's that? Pretty cool.
Some soccer net and some rope.
Oh, okay. What's it for?
This is just a makeshift snare to try to, of the 3 ghouls that we might encounter tonight, this might help to detain one of them.
That's pretty handy. Yeah,
I'd say so.
it's a good deal. I like it.
Yeah.
Crude but effective.
Hey Nick, what kind of gun do you have?
Gun.
The shooty kind.
Is it a 9mm?
What?
Weapon of true caliber. 45 ACP.
Oh,
I knew you were going to say that somehow, but it had to be a 45.
Okay.
6 hour P220.
You wouldn't happen to have any of those magical bullets in a 9mm, would you?
No, only have one magazine of magical bullet.
Oh.
In some of this slow time, I would like to ask one of the Conga line's names.
Okay.
The same one I made connection. I was kind of talking to earlier that showed me his disemboweled chest.
Okay. Let's see if you can get his attention again. He seems pretty focused on the conversation about 45 versus 9mm.
The ghost does?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to Nick and I'm gonna ask him directly and kind of point to behind him. I'm gonna say, who are these people?
Ryder, Jacob, Alvin, Brooke,
Diana,
thank you.
I know our friends. I'm talking about the line of how many would you say? A few dozen, like 36, 30?
Yeah, let's say like 30 to 36. Mm-hmm.
About 30 people that are following behind you.
I don't see people behind me.
Brooke, what are you talking about?
They're really interested in you. What is a physical description of the first one behind him?
Brooke, you did cocaine in Hollywood, didn't you?
No. So I don't know if you remember in the meta some of my backstory, but I did get involved in drugs. So that was actually part of my downfall from a child actress before I moved on to normal stuff. I did get clean, but anyway.
Was it public knowledge?
According to Brooke, yes, everyone should know about Brooke all the time and everything Brooke went through. But
so Brooke can describe the figure that she sees, and it reminds you possibly of someone in your recent past. Do an education check.
Wait, is Brooke sharing this information with us?
Brooke is saying this out loud.
okay.
So you would like me? You would like me to do an education check?
I would.
Okay.
Oh.
And I made that 7 out of 11.
Okay, so there was an incident a couple of months back where there was let's just say an incident where you might have disemboweled somebody to eliminate a potential threat along your path.
Okay.
And it sounds really familiar, like you know who that is, but how there's no way that Brooke should know who that is because you never told anybody about that.
But I did describe it to him.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you know that person?
Because I see the hole in his chest.
Brooke, you've been this way ever since that demon dog attacked you. Like, have you been seeing things this whole time?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about you. Like, you just admitted that you see somebody who's not there.
I didn't admit to shit.
You don't need to yell.
Language, Brooke. Language.
We're in a sacred place. We should go check out the Mayans. We'll deal with these things later, I guess.
Wait, but you gotta tell me who this guy is.
Do you know who she's talking about?
Yes. Don't know how she knows, but yes, I know who she's talking about. Considering I was only one there when that happened, other than that person.
Out of agitation and frustration, like all the angst that has been building up pretty much since the start of when I died and then came back and can now see dead people, I turn and very cinematically kind of yell, "I see dead people."
Brooke, you were not in that movie.
All the rest
I
of
was
you
in that movie, but I also see dead people.
Suddenly, it's all out in the open.
Wow. That actually explains a whole lot.
Is that why you talk to yourself all the time?
I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to the dead people.
Oh, now dead people aren't people. Oh my gosh, Brooke.
We share a bedroom, Brooke. Like, I mean, it was bound to be found out. Or a hotel room. Sorry.
I don't want to talk about it.
Then why did you say something?
Because you keep, I'm, okay, so our new friend Nick, some suspicious vampire owner, decided to come around and he's got a line of dead people following him.
I knew it. He's working with Foscari.
Let's kill him!
I'm gonna say that
Let's hit for bait.
Whoa.
And this is the plot twist. Just kidding.
No killing anybody just yet. Hold on. Jeez. Let's be calm, cool, and rational about this. Let's let Nick
And
explain.
remember who is holding a gun.
Oh, we all got guns. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm the only
Yeah,
one.
check him out. And,
I got finger guns of literality.
Diane cocks her arms up and flexes and kisses each arm, goes pow pow.
Okay, I acted irrationally and I apologize.
So I'm gonna look at Alvin and be like, where did you get that theory?
He smells like Earth. He speaks Italian. He just shows up right when we're getting ready to go check out the vampire. Oh, and by the way, someone killed John. Why would I trust this guy?
As far as I've heard, you were the one that pushed John. So let's probably not go.
You weren't there. You don't know.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Oh,
I know
Okay,
you
everyone.
since you joined the group. So
everyone, please. We're here for the same purpose. We gotta save this town. We gotta
You
save
killed
it. So
I
No.
think this Nick guy killed these people that are following him.
Why
Hey,
did you
did
kill
he, did he
these
kill
people?
John?
are
John is
Are they-
not in this line.
they vampires?
You killed John Alvin from what I know so far.
You don't know nothing, Nick.
Brooke, ask
Every
them if
time
they're
someone
vampires.
kills, you're guilty of something.
Abernathy, by the way, is just laughing his full head off behind you.
Shut up, Abernathy.
Silly mortals.
Indeed, silly mortals.
Hey, what?
As
You are
if that's
helping
not going
your
to
case
raise it.
right
Yeah.
now. Nick, you're not helping your case. Why did you kill these people? Why are they following you?
I do not know why they are following me. This is the first time I have heard of spirits following.
Do they all have like holes and stuff in their? Are they all like kind of grotesque and holy?
They have all suffered a little bit of damage. Like some of them are missing limbs. Some of them are headless. Some of them are disemboweled.
Brooke, how many
They're
are
one
there?
really headless?
And I
Yes.
explained this
There's
to
one that's
Ryder.
his head's kind of dangling off to one side.
Ew.
Yeah.
Attached by like a ligament. I'm
Uh-huh.
explaining all this to Ryder, so just the kind of stuff I see. Every single ghost, they look very grotesque, like they died in gruesome, horrible ways.
So just to be clear, you killed like dozens of people and we're supposed to trust you?
How many people have we killed as a party?
Not necessarily people.
I mean,
not killed anyone.
how many enemies have we taken down? All I'm saying is that none of us have clean hands in this situation. And if this dude was some sort of vampire, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be chilling with us in broad daylight. As far as I know,
He was sent to infiltrate us by the vampires.
Is my skin sparkly?
Not yet.
Did you recently put on some sunscreen?
Yeah.
Listen, people, there's a little old man who me and Brooke ran into, and he had himself a heart attack. And I can't help but think about that little old man every time we're doing something to try to save this town. We have to save little old men like that. Don't you understand? We shouldn't be bickering and infighting because that's just what the vampires want. And we can't do what the vampires want. Because if we do what the vampires want, the vampires win. And we can't let the vampires win.
And as Diana is giving this like emotionally inspirational speech, everyone sees the flash in the background of me taking a picture of Nick with my phone camera.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
And then looking at it, and I'm going to show, oh, well, he's, okay, in the meta, he would be on the picture, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm going to show everyone, he's here. He's clearly not a vampire. This works like normal.
Please do not upload to YouTube. Do not like YouTube.
Why?
YouTube
So I think
has
it's
bad business practices.
No, I get that. Like, I tried uploading tattoo tutorials, and they took away my monetization. So, yeah, no, Nick's in good. Nick's in the right.
Demonetization not fair to content creator. Do not like it all.
No, I'm with him. I'm with him. Sorry.
Vampire Killing 101 didn't go well on a YouTube series.
No.
So just to be clear, though, that doesn't prove anything, Brooke. We were told that the vampires, and I'm not saying he's a vampire, by the way. I'm just saying he was sent here by the vampires.
Definitely not sent here by vampires. One goal in life.
That's
kill
exactly
vampires.
what the guy who was sent here by vampires would say.
Alvin, let me put it to you this way, Alvin. If you don't trust him, you don't trust me, and I think we might have a problem there.
Why do you trust him, Jacob?
Birds of a feather, Alvin. Birds of a feather.
Is this code word?
Is he a rapist?
Is it like an animal thing?
Are you guys both into birds?
Yes, Ryder. We're both into birds. We do bird watching. That's our hobby.
Okay.
I think we pushed
Check out the mine.
I think we
Well,
pushed
you
to
go
Jacob,
do
but
your mind shit. I'm gonna climb up on top of Abernathy's mausoleum with my fucking snare. Have a good day. And I proceed to climb atop the mausoleum with my snare and my pack.
You're pretty fired up. I'm gonna say you get an advantage on your athletics check.
as you like march out of here.
I got a 5 and a 20, so I made it. Yeah.
Good. So you happily climb to the top with all of your stuff in tow. And yeah. So what are you gonna do while you're up there?
I'm going to sit and meditate.
Okay. So we've lost Jacob. Llama. All right.
I like how this revelation of me being able to see dead people just like tore our party apart.
Yeah. Nick, I just think you lost your only friend, buddy.
Not lost, still here.
And ordinarily I would stay with Jacob, but to prove I am not sent by vampires, I am happy to go do reconnaissance on the mine with you, since you are being rather emphatic about going and doing the reconnaissance, Alvin. In fact, if you would like, the rest of the team can go with us, and then we'll come back and we'll back up Jacob when Ghoul shows up, and then we'll see exactly how Ghoul fare against professional.
Beautiful. So you are all going to abandon Jacob.
No. Yeah.
Technically, I abandoned them first.
You haven't abandoned anybody. You're right in the middle of it.
He abandoned himself.
Armed with a snare and a pair of drumsticks. Never mind. So exactly. But all right. So the mine is on the other side of Old Plunkett, and Old Plunkett is kind of run as a haunted old town, a haunted mining town, as a tourist attraction. Do you guys remember the young lady who lost her life in the middle of the warehouse, tied to a chair and interrogated by the goblins? Yeah. She and her boyfriend were in Plunkett going to the haunted mine, and they got caught up in all the whole fairy thing. So, so that's yeah. So you have to go up there, and you did hear at one point that the mine is run by the Bennett family in Old Plunkett.
Before I left the graveyard, could I draw a couple of runes to kind of do like a tripwire thing near the mausoleum where Jacob's perched and brooding?
Yeah, do you want to do a circle and charge the circle with some runes, or do you want to just try some runes on different places?
Well, one of my like symbol spells is just a tripwire. It's like a 5-foot thing.
Okay.
And so like if I could just do like a couple of those, like where I'm thinking most likely maybe someone might be coming from, that's not us.
So somewhere near the grave, I'm guessing.
No, I want it somewhere near the mausoleum just in case like somebody tries to sneak up on Jacob.
Okay, sure, you can do that.
Okay. I'm gonna let you know about it too, Jacob. I know you're angry with me, but I really don't want to lose anybody else today. So can I please put a tripwire or two nearby you?
I'll grunt in approval.
Good enough. Thanks for being the new Jon. Okay.
Thanks for being the new Jon.
Brian, did I notice
Down?
You just broke up there, so whatever you just said, I didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah. Did I notice writing the runes down?
You can do an awareness check.
Okay.
Could I do one kind of on like either side? Like maybe where like Jacob had scurried up? Like just kind of like near. Okay.
Apparently the random number generator is being copied tonight because I got a 1 on that.
Yeah, you can see that Ryder is kneeling down and drawing in the dirt and doing some mysterious mumbo jumbo. How many points are you putting in, Ryder?
If I could put 2 points into 2 separate tripwires.
You bet.
Okay, so one of them was a crit, and then the other one was a 10. So.
Beautiful. So if either one is tripped, you should know about it wherever you are.
Okay, cool.
And when she's finished, I'd like to walk up to Ryder and say, runes work on bullets too.
Give me your bullets.
I pull out a spare magazine of non-magical ammo and hand her the ammo.
Okay. Are you going to let her look at the bullets that you had already had done by the Baba Yaga?
Sure. Eject the magazine, hand the magical bullets to her, and say, This is what the Baba Yaga did.
Yeah, and we still haven't figured out what exactly that effect is. So
Oh,
we'll say that you can do an education check, though, and see if you can figure out how to possibly know how to reproduce it.
okay, just one die or disadvantage or
Nope, you have symbology, right? So
yes. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah. 1.
you can reproduce this now. So, and you can learn it the next time you have a purchase roll to even make it better. But you know how to make this. It's pretty easy design, but the style is one you haven't seen before because it's a Russian old like scroll work kind of style of rune versus a Norse rune or a Chinese kind of.
Serbian, not Russian.
Okay, well, Baba Yaga shows up in a lot of places in her little chicken-legged hut. So your Serbian is my Russian. It works just fine. Okay. You're not sure what it does, but you believe you could probably research it to figure out what exactly that symbol does. But you can reproduce it.
Huh?
But you can reproduce it, but you don't know exactly what it does.
Okay. If John was here, he'd have a super literature, like Russian quote for this. And I just toss it back to him. Let's go.
Cool.
All right. So you guys start walking?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jacob, you're just going to meditate for a while?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to guess that they're going to be gone for at least 15 minutes. So you'll get at least a die 6 back. Do you guys... A 6! Nice. All right. So you guys head north out of the graveyard, out the other gate that you've never been out, and you wander up towards Old Plunkett. And sure enough, in about 15 minutes, you arrive at this 1800s era building kind of structures that look like they're going to fall down if anybody breathes on them heavy. And in the middle of it is a nice little one-story prefab home that is serving as the Museum of Old Plunkett. And there's signs the whole way that say, here's this way to the mine. And they all lead to the little one-story prefab building. And you can see that apparently you can buy tickets to go into the mine for $10 each.
Tourist trap. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see the mine entrance from here, or is the mine entrance in the building?
You cannot see the mine entrance from where you are.
Can I do the observant thing and see if I can see any mine entrances?
Sure.
And that failed.
So there's a lot of signs everywhere you look. Signs everywhere there's signs.
Did they say long hair freaky people need not apply?
They do, all of them, every single one of them. There's one that says stop though, and we don't pay attention to that. So all right. So you guys wander up to the door of the little one-story prefab building, and this crazed older lady walks out and says, "Hi, would you like to buy some tickets to go to the mine?"
Absolutely. We've been hearing a lot about it, and that seems like a fun time.
Awesome. That's $10 each, and we'll give you your own flashlight, which you can return when you come back out again.
Why, that sounds just fine. I'll go ahead and take care of that.
I got it.
Are you
It's fine,
sure?
Diana. There you go.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and this signature, it'll be worth some money. Just hold on to it.
So she just makes sure that the signature that you give is on the little signing pad for your credit card, and says, yes, that is definitely worth some money. About $50 actually.
You have no idea, lady. No idea.
And she points you. It says sign to the sign that says mine this way, and you follow a bunch of arrows, and you get to the entrance of a mine, which is in the side of a building, or not a building, but a kind of the side of a mountain. And we're gonna leave it there.
Bum bum bum.
Hey, and you know what? Smell-o-vision. It smells like a mine.
Oh,
Dark and damp.
Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
fun story. My family used to have abandoned mines on our property, on our ranch. So yeah, well accustomed to that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The world is a small place. So
And then it's not.
that's the end of our session for tonight, and we can have you guys peruse the mine, because there's a good chance you're going to get lost, because it's sort of a dungeon crawl. You'll enjoy it. But yeah. So welcome to the party, Nick. We're so glad that you are not trusted by Alvin or Simon or Theodore if John was here.
If John were here, yeah.
So we definitely want to say hi to Dan while we're here.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Because we
Wait, are we
miss
talking
him.
about the bartender, Dan?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
missed
Oh,
old
okay.
Dan. Yes, he was much
Yeah,
nicer
that's
than the other Dan.
Just making sure.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I appreciate you making sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.